Alright guys, so another how-to video today on brake replacement. So I'm changing rotors and brake pads on the front. Rears are fine. So rotors I'm running are a Bendix DB178-4-wheel drive, and I've just gone cheap rotors, which are a DR12492. That's a Protex rotor. As far as tooling is concerned, you don't really need much to do this. You need a 13mm spanner, 21mm socket for the caliper mounting bracket, a T50 Torx bit for your rotor bolt, and a G-clamp, just so that you can actually push the caliper back in. Just one thing to note, which a lot of people get caught out with, is make sure that your brake reservoir level isn't too high to begin with. As when you put new pads in, if you've already got it on the max line or above the max line, you can possibly overfill your reservoir, so make sure that's not too high to begin with. So yeah, pretty much all I'm going to do initially is I'm going to pull the bottom bolt out, which is this guy here, 13mm. Oh, where is it? Yeah, 13mm. I'm going to fold the caliper up, and then I'm going to remove the two mounting bolts at the back, which are your 21mm. Can't get my hand anywhere to show you. 21mm here and there. Once that's off and out of the way, I'll just support it with a bungee strap, and then T50 Torx bit for the rotor, and that's literally as simple as it gets. Alright, so new rotors on. Two things to make sure you do when you're changing them is get all the oil residue off of them, because they come with like a sealer to stop them rusting. So brake cleaner or contact cleaner, something that evaporates to get all the oil residue off, and clean the face that the rotor sits on as well, so you have no dramas with getting your wheel torqued properly. Alright, now I'm just gonna set this up to push the caliper in. So all I'll do to push the old caliper in is just use the old pad and a G-clamp, and it pulls it both together. Important thing to note, if you have the other side off at the same time and this caliper isn't doing much on the other side, there's a possibility that it will push the other side out, so just do one at a time. The reason I'm changing these pads, you're probably wondering, because the seats are made on them, is the pad's actually starting to break away from the backing plate. All the material is starting to crack. You can see it the whole way around. It's all the way around and it finishes about here, so a bit of preventative maintenance before it does fail. I'm just changing them now. There you have it, that's the pistons pushed all the way back. And that's the new brake pads on. You would have seen me anti-seize the backing tabs and the pistons. That's just a personal preference. I like to do it it helps eliminate any possible squealing noises that can come up from the backing plate vibrating. So it's just something I do. You don't have to do it, but I do recommend it. Most important thing to do, you'll see at the moment this is flapping around because you push calipers back, so you just need to make sure that you pump your brakes up. That pushes the pistons out, otherwise you'll go on the road and you'll have spongy brakes, and you'll need to pump them up while you're driving, which isn't ideal. But yeah, hopefully that's helped someone. Thanks guys, make sure you like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Catch ya. One thing I'd like to note with the brake reservoir, if you replace front rotors, rear drums, whatever your car has, if you do a full brake replacement, so all your pads and rotors and drums, then and you set this to your max level, then this is the best way, well not the best way, but the easiest way to get an idea of how worn your brake pads are. So once this gets to the low, and you haven't topped it up since you set it when you've done all your pads, if there's no leak on the vehicle, once that gets to low, you know that your brake pads need replacing. Obviously during a service and stuff like that, you're better off pulling the wheel and having a look, but if you just want to quickly, while you're doing your weekly check, see how your brakes are going because you've been in mud or something like that, your brake reservoir is probably the easiest way to tell the level. And it annoys me when you go to auto shops and you've got worn brakes and they like to top it up because they charge you $10 to top it up, but it doesn't actually need it. The whole reason that's low is because your brake calipers have been filling up the distance that the pads are worn, and then the second you change your new pads, if they've been topping it up the whole time keeping it on the max, once you replace your pads, then this overflows. It's a real pet hate of mine and I hate people that do it. So that's just my little tip for you guys. Take it or leave it. I'll probably get criticized for it, but yeah, have a think about it.